All right, so today we're going to do a short yoga practice just for stretching. So a lot of people, that's what yoga means to them, right? Is flexibility. Putting your leg behind your head and being able to twist into a pretzel. Well, I can't do all that, but I can stretch. And I believe that you can increase your flexibility by practicing. A lot of us are born with a lot of flexibility. I mean, it's in our genes, it's in the elasticity of our muscles and tendons and all that kind of stuff. But everybody can practice and everybody can get better. So this is just a traditional stretching practice, really short for when you're feeling sore or tired and you just need to get on the mat and just do a little something, okay? So we're gonna start on all fours. So you want shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Really engage your belly button. Pull your belly button up into your spine and make a nice, long, flat back. Now find the breath. It's all about the breath. The postures, the poses, the stretching will come. Just tune into your breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Big inhale. Fill your whole torso with air. And exhale. Now we'll just add a little movement with some cat-cows. So keeping my back nice and flat, I'm just going to slightly send my chest through the gates of my arms. Look up just a little and just arch my spine, lifting my tailbone just a little. And exhale, push the ground away, bring the belly button to spine, send the tailbone down and round and tuck, cat pose. Inhale, cow. You can slightly micro bend the elbows. Exhale, cat. Just stretch it out, inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. And on this exhale, go ahead, put your feet together, wide knees, and sit back into a child's pose. And do with your arms whatever you want. If you want to rest your head, if you're feeling that you want to stretch, you can do that. You can bring the arms all the way back. Find where you want to be in this child's pose. We're just going to be here for a couple breaths. Breathe. Find the breath. Good. Now inhale back to that table. Take your hands out a handprint and come wide. So we're going to start with a wide downward facing dog. So feet come to the edges of the mat. And then press high, high, high. Keep your knees bent for this first one. Sending the hips high, torso back, and then yearn the heels. So with a wide downward facing dog, this is actually better for shoulder injuries than a narrow downward facing dog. So if you've got a shoulder issue, it'll help you to stay wide. We're doing it for, just a variation stretching purpose. Now make sure your head and neck are loose, your shoulders are down. Those heels are yearning for the back of the mat, but they don't have to touch. This is a stretching practice, so just feel the stretch. Just breathe. If you feel the need, you can pedal one heel and then the other. Just feeling into your body and your muscles and what you need today. Now just step it into a regular, narrow, traditional, hips width, shoulder width apart, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, just step to the top of the mat and take a nice deep forward fold. I'm going to keep my knees bent for this today. You can straighten them if you want, but where I'm feeling the need for the stretch is in my upper body. So I'm really going to just focus on finding a stretch in my low back, up into my shoulders, just letting things hang, moving my hips side to side a little bit. One variation you can take is to clasp your elbows with your hands, and that just to let you come a little bit farther forward. Breathe. Now this next variation I really like. I've got some really sore trapezius muscles. I've got a stiff neck right here on this side. So I'm going to interlace my fingers and put them right at the base of my skull and just fold my neck in a little deeper. And that's why I'm keeping my knees bent, because I find this easier. And finding a stretch right there across this part of my upper back and low neck. Let your elbows kind of fold in and forward. Breathe into this. Good. Couple more breaths. Release the hands. Go ahead and inhale up to just a quick flat back. Looking forward, and exhale back down. Place your hands. Step back, downward facing dog again, just for a breath. Inhale, knees down, and just let your body down all the way with your elbows staying tight. Belly, chest, chin, all the way to the floor. Excuse me. So click your toenails into the mat, all 10 toenails. Lift your kneecaps, and that'll engage your thighs. And then we're going to go into a Sphinx pose. So I'm going to take my elbows out so that my shoulders are directly over my elbows and my forearms are out in front of me like this, all right? So this is a variation that you can do if Cobra is hard for you. When we normally push up to Cobra here, you can always come to Sphinx, all right? So I'm going to engage my belly, get my shoulders back, and just raise my head just slightly. So I'm looking forward, not up. Don't crank the head up. Now this is a really good one for text neck, or stiff neck. So in this position, just gently turn your head and look over one shoulder. And just breathe. Now that's the side I'm not sore on. When I turn the other way, it's going to hurt. Good. Bring it back to center. And look over the other shoulder. Holy moly. Stretching right there. Excuse me. Text neck is a real thing, people, because we spend all day looking like this. Just breathe into that. Good. Bring that back to center. Find that breath. Come down. Send your hands back by your chest and press all the way back to a child's pose again. Just reset and stretch here. Breathe. Okay. If you have a cushion, pillow, folded up blanket, something like that handy, I highly recommend that for this next posture. So I'm going to turn around and show you backwards what we're going to do. You're on your knees. Sorry, I've got a tickle. Okay, so you're in child's pose like this. You're just going to take one knee, so come up on your toes, and just cross one knee behind the other. Okay, so it looks just like this. Come down onto your knees, and then with that cushion, and I really like a cushion here because it just keeps my hips slightly forward. You're gonna sit back. Now this is an intense hip stretch, guys, all right? So now I'm gonna turn around and face you. I just wanted to show you how it looks from behind. Okay, so I put one knee behind the other, and then I sit back. However, if this, knee over knee, if this just isn't possible, and your feet are out to the side here, like handlebars, okay? If that's not possible for you, just come to cross leg, just like normal, okay? Just demonstrating this posture, all right? So knee over knee. I'm sitting up on a cushion to get my hips slightly up. Heels are equidistant from my legs here in the middle. All right? So, option, knee over knee, good, or simple cross leg, all right? Sitting up nice and straight and tall, breathing. Find the breath first. So this is the hip opener, and sitting cross-legged is good enough. Try to make sure your hips are pretty square. Then we're gonna take a wrap. So I'm just gonna take one hand and reach around one shoulder, the other around the other shoulder, and hug. Now lift your arms up and out. And that's gonna give you, again, another good stretch across the upper back and shoulders. Breathe into that. If you want to take that a step forward, you can go ahead and take eagle arms. So I've got my right over my left. I can just bring my arms up and put the backs of my hands together here, or take a full wrap, bringing my fingers into my palm. From there, again, you need to lift up and away from the body. That's going to really stretch. I love this for my traps, the back of my shoulders. Breathing into this, we're opening the hips, stretching the hips, and stretching the arms. So you can do any variation that's good for you, all right? It's where you are. Don't worry if you're not to this level yet. You find what works for you. Breathe. Good. One more big breath. Release the arms, and for just a little more deep stretch in the hips, just come forward with a nice long straight spine. Press into that. You can stay upright if that's too much, and you can do this cross-legged, just in a regular easy cross-leg sit, and you're still going to feel that stretch in the hip. Good. Inhale that. Come on up, and we'll switch that out. Now, the easiest way to switch, it's easier for me to get into it from up, because then I can sit back. So again, I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna put my other knee behind this time. So the first time I had my right knee behind my left, now I've got my left knee behind my right, then I come down and sit back. Onto the cushion, that keeps my hips up and level, and then I get my feet equidistant. Okay, again, find the long spine first. Highly recommend sitting on a cushion for this. It really does help a lot. It just gives your hips enough elevation that you're able to sit up instead of sinking back like this. Okay? All right, and again, if that doesn't work for you, just sit like this, cross-legged. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. All right? Let me get back into it. Okay. Now, that last time I hugged my right over my left, I'm going to switch. So I'm just going to reach around, so my left's on top this time. Just reach around and give yourself a big hug, but lift your elbows up and away from your body. Can you feel how that stretches your upper back? It's nice. So that would be level 1. Take it up a level if you want, and this is perfectly fine. I absolutely want to get that through your mind, that there is no judgment in yoga, okay? It's where you are. Be where you are, okay? Otherwise, you can bring one hand behind the other, keep the lift and pulling out, or you can take the full eagle wrap. Lift and out. And that is where the stretch is. Nice long spine, sitting up nice and tall. Breathe into your stretches, guys. Just like we breathe when we're moving in a flow sequence or a power sequence, keep the breath going in the stretches. One more big breath. Good. Inhale. Exhale, take the arms out. And for just a little deepening into that hip, you can stay tall here or take it forward just a little. Straight spine. Remember, you're leading with your chest, not with your head. Chest long, spine long, shoulders down. Breathe. Picture the oxygen coming into the muscle. And then picture the muscle and tendons and ligaments and everything just relaxing and stretching and opening. Good. Inhale up out of that. Nice. Now you can stay seated on the cushion. I like the cushion. We're going to come to a Baddha Konasana shape. So this is butterfly or cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet are together, okay? Something nice you can do if you have blocks. Just let gravity take your knees, okay? And you're wherever you are. Again, where are you? Don't compare yourself to the cover of Yoga magazine, all right? I am the 51-year-old mother of 8. I cannot sit with my, I can't be flat and not, okay? But I do what I can do. It's my body, it's where I am. So if you need blocks under here, even if you're clear up here, use blocks, okay? Let gravity take your knees and then find length in the spine again, sitting up straight and tall. And exhale, come forward slightly, as much or as little as you want actually, and just find length in the spine and breathe, opening those inner thighs, breathing. Inhale, come on up. And we'll go ahead and make our way down onto our backs. Any way you can get there, okay? So there's no right or wrong way. If you need to roll to the right, if you want to roll down this way, whatever you want to do. Go ahead and roll down, hug your knees in a little bit. Roll out your back a little bit. We're going to end with one low back stretch. This is my favorite low back stretch. This is my favorite posture of all, I think. This is called Happy Baby. So what I want you to do to get into this is just bring your knees as close to your armpits as you can. And if you're here, you're here. And if you're barely holding your pants, that's where you are. Okay, you do you, okay? But the knees are coming toward your armpits, all right? And you can grab behind, hold your pants, you can grab behind the thigh, all right? And just try to make your back as flat as you can. Shoulder blades are flat, low back is flat. If you can go ahead and reach up, pinky toe side of the foot, and really press those knees down into the armpits, wide, and just hold here, or you can rock this. There's a reason it's called Happy Baby, okay? Change those babies' diapers, what do? They reach up and grab their feet, and they roll. So you can rock it or hold it. I like to hold it. Holding it and pressing my low back into the mat, I love this for my back. Such a good low back stretch. Breathe into it. One more big breath. On the exhale, just hug the knees in again to your chest. And we'll make our way into a Shavasana posture. So extend one leg out long. Extend the other leg out long. I like to press up and send my tailbone down and forward, like somebody's taking an ice cube or an ice cream scoop and scooping my belly, just sending my hips long, flattening out my back. You can stay there. Many variations. Do what feels good to you. If you need your knees bent, if you need to lie on your side, just let go and rest. Find the breath. Quiet the body. Start to quiet the mind. And let your body absorb this practice. Now ideally we would stay in Shavasana for 3 to 5 minutes. Actually the very best is 5 to 10. But we all have things we need to do. So always give yourself at least 2 minutes. If you have more time, stay here. Otherwise we're going to start to move a little bit. Slowly wiggling fingers and toes, maybe rubbing the thumbs over the pads of the fingers. Deepen the breath a little, moving into hands and feet, arms and legs, finding a deeper breath. Maybe take a full body stretch. That's what I like to do. Big inhale. Exhale, hug the knees in again. And then when you're ready, roll to the right and take a second for gratitude. Always end your practice with gratitude. Even if you're having a rotten day, or you've had a rotten day, or wherever you are, find something to be grateful for. It will help change your attitude. And then go ahead and press on up to seated. Coming to seated, keeping the eyes closed. We'll end our practice by setting an intention for our day. So pressing hands to heart, palms together. Set an intention for your day. Put your attention on something you want to see happen today. Something physical, something mental, something spiritual, something social, anything in your life, but pick one thing. Hone it down to one thing. Don't overwhelm yourself. Now keeping your eyes closed, rub your palms together, create some friction, make some heat in those hands, create some energy, okay? And then press the palms and the heels of the hands into your eyes and your forehead. Drag that down your face and back to your heart. Dip your chin a little. And slowly blink your eyes open, taking in the colors of the floor, the mat. And then come on up. we're gonna end, and I've got lots of stuff going on, guys. I'm learning this. I'm trying to come up with something that I want to end my practice with. I've done a couple different things. This is what I want to do. Take your hands, put them right in your core, okay? We're gonna strive to be better physically, okay? And then right on up to your head, mentally, and then to your heart, and spiritually every day. Strive to be better physically, mentally, and spiritually every day. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. I'm going to have some stuff coming here soon with mindfulness and meditation work, okay? I've introduced you to the physical practice this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Good stuff coming soon. Thanks.